Hey book nerds, I'm Travis, and this is Travis Reads Books. I've been on BookTube for almost 2 months now, and when I started, I did the BookTube newbie tag. Don't go back and look at it; it's pretty terrible. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just reading off a page. My answers weren't very good. They weren't untrue, but I don't think they were very accurate either. But recently, Michael S Deutsch has created the Newbie Booktuber Tag 2.0. It's the same sort of idea, but I think has slightly better questions, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity for me to go back and revisit some of these newbie booktuber questions now that I'm a little more comfortable in front of the camera and know what I'm doing a little more. And sort of my 2-month anniversary is going to be the Newbie Booktuber Tag 2.0. Question 1. What genres would you like to see talked about more on BookTube? I think BookTube needs more YA. I'm just kidding. Obviously, there's plenty of YA, though I don't have a problem with that because A, I love YA, and B, I think it's a market demand situation. As long as the majority of people watching BookTube want to talk about YA books, then the majority of videos are going to be on YA books, and I think that's okay. As for what I would actually like to see more of, I'd like to see more horror. I think genre fiction overall is underrepresented, and horror being one of the genres I really enjoy. I'd like to see more videos on it, sure. Question 2. What do you feel is the best way to make friends on BookTube? That's easy. Watch other people's videos. Comment on other people's videos. The best way to make friends on BookTube is to make contact. You can't make friends if you don't make contact. Not every booktuber is going to respond to your comments. Some are just too big to respond to all your comments. Some people aren't really interested in that. But in my experience, most of the time, when I watch someone's video and I comment on it, then they comment back to me. And that's the start of a dialogue. It's a small dialogue, but it's a dialogue, and things can go from there, and that's where friendships develop. Question 3. What do you enjoy the most about making BookTube videos? I really enjoy editing them. I've had a lot of fun learning about video editing and trying out different things. And if you watch my early videos, everyone is a little bit different as I'm trying out all these different things. Although ultimately, I kind of decided simplicity was probably the best way to go, and my newer videos are a lot more reserved and less editing effects and things like that. But it's been a fun process learning how to do that. Question 4. What do you least look forward to when making BookTube videos? Sitting, staring at it after it's uploaded, waiting for people to watch it. The worst thing about being on BookTube is that feeling you get when you put your heart and soul into something and you worry that no one's ever going to see it. But that hasn't really been the case overall for me, even starting out. I don't get a ton of views, but nothing's going unwatched. People are seeing what I'm putting out there, and I'm happy with that. Question 5. What videos, other than tags, TBRs, wrap-ups, reviews, and recommendations, would you like to see more of? Well, that was pretty much all of BookTube listed there, so I don't know. Maybe I'd like to see some more non-book related videos on BookTube, which kind of makes it not BookTube, but I enjoy channel updates and life updates and just people talking about other subjects that are important to them. I don't think BookTube should just become a bunch of daily vlogs of everybody's regular lives, but when I watch BookTube videos, I like to feel like I know the person I'm watching, like we're sitting in a room together discussing books, and sometimes hearing about somebody's life or what their plans are for their channel for the next little while, things like that, then it kind of reinforces that feeling of camaraderie and that feeling that we're actually just a couple friends talking about books. And I think that's what BookTube is really all about. Question 6. What are some themes you would like to see more of or less of in books? I would like to see more independent women in books. And I read a lot of YA, and I understand that romance is a big part of YA. But I hate to see strong female characters who aren't complete as characters until they find their soulmate. I would love to see more strong female characters who are just strong female characters. And they start off the book that way, and they go through the book that way, and they end the book that way, and maybe they didn't actually need a romantic interest for the duration of the book. I think that's pretty rare, and I think it's a theme I'd like to see explored far more often, especially in YA. Today I'm drinking Barrie House Ethiopian, and I'll tell you two things that I love about this coffee. One is that it's from Ethiopia, and just the best coffee in the world comes from Ethiopia. That's just a fact. And the other thing I like about this coffee is Barrie House has on their coffee, they rate the intensity of the coffee on a scale of 1 to 10. So that if you're a mood coffee drinker like me, you can always get exactly what you're looking for. I think that's a really cool idea, and I'd love to see it on books. Like, what if the author self-rated the book? This is a melodrama level 9 with insta-love level 4 and a best friend betrayal level 7. I guess that would kind of take away some of the fun of actually reading it. But if you're a mood reader, that would be really useful to have all that information beforehand. Question 7. What are some of your BookTube goals? I only have 2 goals for BookTube. One is to get better at making these videos, and 2 is to grow. And I'm okay with growing slowly. My growth does not have to be exponential. And I think I've met both those goals. I think if you look at some of my early videos, and I don't really recommend you do that because they're kind of cringe-worthy. But if you did look at those videos and you look at the videos that I produce now, I think even in 2 months, there's been a marked improvement, a really substantial one, actually. And as far as growth goes, I've definitely grown. My audience has definitely grown day over day, without question. Not huge numbers, but it's definitely an upward trend. So I mean, as long as it keeps going upward, I'm perfectly happy with that. Question 8. What advice would you give to a booktuber who just created their channel? Well, I'm pretty much a booktuber who just created their channel, so I don't know that I have any great advice I can give to anybody. But I think any success I've found so far has come from, as I said in one of the first questions, just trying to connect with other booktubers. And not just on BookTube, also on Twitter, Goodreads. A lot of booktubers put the link to their Goodreads. I made a lot of great connections there. I think BookTube it's all about dialogue between me and you and everyone else. So the more you get out there and talk in comments and tweets, then the more success you're going to have. What are some qualities or traits that you look for when watching other booktubers? I like a sense of verisimilitude. I like an authentic sounding voice and people who seem like they're just being themselves. I think that was probably my biggest issue when I first started making videos, was I wasn't really sure how to act. And I think as I went on, I realized you don't really act at all. I mean, if you try to make a character, you're probably not going to be very successful at attracting an audience. You just have to be yourself. And when I see another booktuber who's just themselves, then again, like I said, it just feels like we're just having a back and forth, a conversation over coffee about books. And that's the feeling I'm looking for when I'm watching BookTube videos. So. Question 10. What is a fun fact about you or a hobby besides reading and writing that people might not know you have? Well, I've probably talked about all my hobbies in other videos, but I'll give you a quick rundown. I collect Funko Pops. I'm also a classically trained pianist, though I don't play anymore. I haven't played in quite a few years. I also play a lot of video games, and that's about me in a nutshell, and the reading and the writing. Well, that was the newbie booktuber tag 2.0. So thank you to Michael S Deutsch for creating that tag and giving me an opportunity to sort of refresh my answers that I think I didn't do a great job of the first time I did the booktube newbie tag. So if you like this video, be sure and give it a like. If you disliked it, you can give it a dislike. If you want to see more videos from me, be sure and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Love and respect. See you next time.